figure, go figure. Try and get a big stack in my bag. Boy, you know I'm getting to it. It's like that. Try and get a big stack in my bag. Yeah, you know I'm getting to it. It's like that, like that. Big stack in my bag. It's like that, like big stack in my bag. I'm getting to it, like that, like.
It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And all eyes are on Christian Kirksey, who had a strong showing last week with an 8-tackle game. It's the Texans and the Colts. All that and more coming up next on EA Sports.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Today, after a topsy-turvy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here, as it'll be the Indianapolis Colts taking on the Houston Texans. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Texan ball club entering play here. They come in off a loss in the opener last week. That one was on the road. Now they get their first taste here of home cooking.
And what they're hoping to do is feed off the energy of the home crowd. Great tailgate, great fan support. Let's see if they can put it to good use.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Colts, they were winners last time. The final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. So here are the Texans now with a fresh face at quarterback. The second overall pick from Ohio State, C.J. Stroud.
I think the hope was to let him sit and learn for a bit, but he was thrown right into the fire in week 1. Now we'll see what kind of lessons he's learned as he prepares for his second start in the NFL.
Come on.
On the bootleg, Stroud. And this one is incomplete. Robert Woods, former USC man, the intended target, and that'll bring up second down. You look at this Colt defense, currently number 1 in the NFL against the run.
And that's a ranking that feels good, right? To be number 1 and be the top of your profession early. But here's the problem. It's only week 1.
1 week, yeah.
Can they do it 15 more times? If so, then we really got something to talk about.
That's the challenge.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Man open, that's complete to Dalton Schultz. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. 23 yards on the play. So, Charles, this game number 2 in the NFL career, this rookie quarterback, his guys took the loss in the opener. And when asked after that game by reporters how he did, he was pretty curt. He said, not well. What did you see?
Well, first and foremost, I loved his answer to the media because he was being honest. And those veterans in the locker room, they're looking at him to see how he's going to handle things, and they like the fact that he's not blaming other people because I thought he struggled. The only thing that's going to help him, though, reps. No matter how many big games you played in college, how well you do in practice, the reps in the real games that's when you begin to grow as a quarterback.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. Samson Abukum. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9.
Chalk that one up to bad acting, I guess, because they certainly failed to sell the handoff, and the pressure stayed keyed in on the quarterback. No Oscar awards for this offense, just a loss of yardage.
And 3 yards there takes him to the 45. This defense for the Colts, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down.
But I think that we all figured when he caught it that short of the marker, that the defense almost relaxed and said, we got this covered. And then all of a sudden, space to run after the catch. And now they're screaming, somebody get him down. Fortunately, they got to him and forced the 4th down.
They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Colts are going to take over, albeit deep in their own territory. So here come the Colts to take over for the first time, and leading the way is a number 4 pick in the draft out of Florida. Here's Anthony Richardson.
The moment Anthony Richardson's name was announced as the 4th pick in the 2023 draft, it changed the landscape and probably our viewing habits with the NFL. He is must-see viewing. Tremendous athlete, not a lot of experience, but the ceiling as high as it possibly can be.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down. The numbers for Johnson in last week's game: 14 carries, 85 yards, and a touchdown.
A key component of his team's offense. He will certainly stay in that role if he keeps producing like this each week. Expect him to make a run and not only matching, but exceeding those numbers as this one goes on.
Here's Johnson again on 2nd down. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down? Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Richardson on 3rd and short. The throw on target to his receiver, McKenzie. And he is going to have a Colts first down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3. The Colts at 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1, and they were able to take care of business in front of the home crowd last week.
Yeah, it's always nice to get that opener at home, but now things get a little bit tougher. The good thing for them, though, is they take a little extra confidence with them when they head out on the road.
Desmond King making the tackle. You look at the defense for these Texans. And they played well against the pass, currently ranked 7th in the NFL.
Yeah, defending the pass hasn't been an issue for them. It's been stopping the run. And if they don't stop the run, they can't get back to their strength, which is guarding against the air attack.
And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And this is going to be a Colts first down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
They stay on the ground on first for Johnson. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Colts in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Get it!
In motion goes the tight end. The first down carry here for Johnson. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it, and it's 2nd down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
Well, Charles, we get a look here at the Colts 2023 draft class. Contributors up and down their 11 selections, but of course it's really going to be remembered for that name at the top, the new face of their team.
Anthony Richardson, he continues the trend of dual-threat quarterbacks expected to take over the league. And he might be the next level. What an athlete. And how about the rest of the mix? Great value with cornerbacks like Julius Brents, wide receivers like Josh Downs. They should see the field plenty as rookies. They converted twice on third down that drive already, but couldn't make it on third. We always talk about in-game adjustments. How about what the defense did there, able to shut them down on that attempt?
As Sanchez on to punt here as he sends this one away.
And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback.
So now we get set to see Houston for their second drive of the ball game. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
A shotgun snap to Stroud. And he'll get this underneath to Singletary.
And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on third down.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Ready, go.
First and 10, it's Stroud. Gets the dump off to Pierce.
And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. He was unable to shake free there. They'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side, but for lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
The Texans on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9.
Stroud on third down now.
And the throw there going to be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
One first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
Now on 4th down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. This is taken at the 15. 8 yards on the return following a punt of 41. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Second drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Ball at the 26, 2nd and 7.
Drop 60, drop 60.
Now it's Richardson.
He's going to rifle one deep left side. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Here we go, here we go.
third down, here's Richardson. And he'll find Pittman. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation. Well, congratulations to them. They come through defensively with another stop. And let's face it, this secondary, they've gone unchallenged so far in the first half.
Got his open man. It's Mallory. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. On 3rd down, Johnson. And able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47. 42 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because any completions on 1st and 2nd down, now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. If you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Texans will take over possession here up at the 44. That's not one that he's going to want to remember, but he had to get it out of the way at some point, his first career interception.
And if he's the guy that they think he is, he's not lapping it off, but he's also not going to let it affect him as the game proceeds. He's going to go back out there, still be the same confident kid, the reason that they drafted him, and go out and play.
Stroud to the air on 1st and 10. Catch is made. It's Schultz on the out route. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Stroud. That's caught again by Schultz. 2 yards on the pickup, but that's all they needed to move the sticks. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Could we get a touchdown in this first half after all? It's 1st and 10. Stroud working out of the gun. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. They'll get the hook up there to Woods. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. Back to throw. Here's Stroud. Open man is Mechie, and he's got him. And they'll get him to the ground, and he has another first down at the Colts 26. A big 3rd down pickup of 20 yards. So plenty of action on the field, but no action right now on the scoreboard, at least as of yet. 0-0 is our score. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit, but first it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll begin our trip around the NFL with an interesting one right off the bat, and that game tied at 7 in the second quarter. From there, we head east to check on the Bills at home in Buffalo, and they have the lead in that one over the visiting Raiders. Josh Allen has thrown 2 touchdown passes.
Finally, let's get to the country music capital of the world. See what's happening with the Titans at home in Nashville. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. DeAndre Hopkins, a touchdown reception. Both of these coaching staffs making their final adjustments for the second half. And in a scoreless game, you figure it's the offensive guys that made the biggest changes to the game plan. For the Colts, let's go back out to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. So no scoring in our first half. What will the second half bring as we are now back underway? And they will wrangle them down a couple yards shy of the 30. Out come the Colts. They'll have it first here to start quarter number 3. And Charles, a scoreless first half. How does that change how you assess things here moving forward?
Well, it doesn't change it a whole lot because, remember, it's still scoreless, which means you're starting from 0 again, so you just have one half to play instead of 2. What I would look at my play sheet, though, and see is something that maybe loosens things up for my guys, gets a smile on their faces, and gets them going to begin the second half.
A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down. Now Richardson back to throw it. And that is incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
On second down, Johnson. And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. 55 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Now that was an excellent run, and when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block, but the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
And a really good show of force there as he gets through for 4 tough yards.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
They go play action with Richardson. Flushed out right. And this one too low.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball. And we see yet another errant throw as a result.
Here's Richardson to throw. That's to the tight end, Mallory. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. A gain of 32 that time.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
Now a 10th carry for Johnson. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up first downs.
Okay, ready? Go! Go! Steady!
Johnson. Into a mass of bodies, and I think they held him out. They did. No goal.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result, defensive tackling.
Now a diving catch made just beyond the line of scrimmage. Got a man, it's Pittman, and he holds it in for the Colts touchdown. A great play there. his first touchdown of the new season. And the Colts have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half. Matt Gay on for the extra point. And this is good to make it 7-0 Indy. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it was capped off on the touchdown catch by Michael Pittman. Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. Phillips, he's not going to bring this one out, so they will begin the drive at the 25. Here's the Texans offense now, readying for their first possession of the second half. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game. On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before that he always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Houston signed Woods to be the steady veteran presence of a young offense and receiver room. One of the most respected receivers in the league. 10 seasons, never fewer than 500 yards, even in a down year.
They try to run on first down, but this defense says no dice. They stop him a couple yards behind the line of scrimmage.
I know they'd love to take some heat off of that young quarterback, but so far, not much in the running game, and this won't help things either. A loss on that play.
Stroud to throw it. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Juju Brents. And they will finally get him down as he's all the way to the 36-yard line.
Well, this is something we've seen before, partner. We've seen a defense bait a rookie, pretend to leave a window open, and then the defensive back jumped it as soon as the ball was released. Big-time play. They love taking advantage of the youngsters, and in this case, it paid off well.
And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And they'll have good field position here following the interception and a chance to build on their lead as they start with a 1st and 10. Richardson off the play fake. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Up the middle, Johnson. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You foresee incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Richardson to throw off play action. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. It's the former Michigan man, Chase Winovich, who gets in there to bring him down. Before they can get the punt away, whistles as we've come to the end of the 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Houston as we've got the final quarter upon us. We get ready to start the 4th. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. They'll start on the ground with Pierce. And now off to the races down the right side. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. That good for 22 and a 1st down.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
To about the 33-yard line.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Stroud is hit and the ball is loose. Oh, one of the linebackers has got it. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. The pocket collapsed around him. I know we talk about it a lot, but a QB has to have that sixth sense, doesn't he?
He really does, and I know of one team at one point was training their quarterback with that time frame, and anytime he didn't get rid of the ball within the right amount of time, they would blow a horn or blow a whistle to show him this is what that time is, just what you're talking about, training him to understand this is the amount you have, make sure the ball's gone. Didn't happen in this case.
The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Give up the middle to Johnson. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Brought down that time by Christian Kirksey. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance, and then they end up winning.
And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Anthony Richardson, his second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. And the Colts are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth quarter lead.
This is a great decision right here. Out of the pocket to his left, and he knows if he waits too long, the defense is going to be all over him. So he makes a decision to go and wins the race to the pylon.
Here's Gay now to add the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. They have the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. Phillips, he's not going to bring this one out, so they will begin the drive at the 25. And the football going back over now to the Houston Texans. And you're still in this game. I mean, yeah, you haven't scored. Offense obviously has struggled, but you're only 2 scores down, so all hope not lost.
Not at all, because we were talking about the NFL, and teams can score fast in this league. Quick strikes, you're right back in it. You're exactly right. Keeping hope alive.
Call it a gain of a yard, and that's going to bring up second down.
Bronco switch. Ready, go. Unlock line.
Throwing now is Stroud. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call.
Holding. Offense.
That's on Shaq Mason, the guard. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. The second down throw now from Stroud. He'll get this out wide to Singletary. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. The types of mistakes they're trying to avoid as they attempt to protect this lead late in the game.
And let's face it, they're hoping that this one doesn't cost them in a significant way. Yeah, one guy committed to...
Stroud is hit and the ball is loose. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And they are going to take possession of the football inside the 15 at the 14-yard line.
As they say, this game hasn't exactly been one for the books. I mean, we're into the 4th quarter here, and now this happens, another turnover. Not one that they're going to hold up and say, yeah, this has been a banner day.
Absolutely. Still sitting on 0. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
They'll hand it off now. Johnson. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4.
79 yards rushing now for Duke Johnson, and this is a 1st down.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And he takes it in for a Colts score. Duke Johnson.
His 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Colts are on their way to a 2-0 start. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the 1st and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And it's now 21-0.
Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. Phillips, he's not going to bring this one out, so they will begin the drive at the 25.
And now out comes Houston.
Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself.
And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure but backed off, and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked at the line of scrimmage, and then they fooled him by dropping into coverage. Now he's ready to get rid of the ball fast, but guess what? Too many defenders out there. Exactly as you described, an interception.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Good gain there on 1st down. It keeps him in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. That's good for an Indianapolis 1st down on a gain of 10. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. Here's Johnson. He's been busy this afternoon. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 18 yards there, and it'll be a 1st and goal.
I've got an idea. Let's skip racing to the airport at the end of this game. Let's go to the post-game press conference. I have a feeling that the quarterback of this winning team is going to be giving a whole lot of credit to the running game and the offensive line.
Yeah, I was just going to say. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis.
Zach Moss.
A 5-yard touchdown run.
And the Colts have opened up a 4-touchdown lead here in the 4th.
Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling? But inside is thinking 24-hour rule because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt, the head coach. He wants them to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away.
Phillips, he's not going to bring this one out, so they will begin the drive at the 25. Houston set to take over. Well, I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the 4th quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film section tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mentioned in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while. But everyone on that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Stroud now on 2nd down. Pass complete downfield. It's Pierce. Now inside the 25. And he'll finally be taken down at the 2-yard line. A huge play there for Houston. 55 yards. So this one winds up an Indianapolis victory. And this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
Well, they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field. So you've got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.
So for Indianapolis, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Baltimore to take on the Ravens. Meanwhile, for Houston, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Jaguars in Jackson.
Here we go, bucket off the pick and roll. Gotta go, we don't move it scary. Last time I shed a tear, that when Prince died. Cause if we rockin', then you know we rockin' like a Slipknot. See, this ain't basketball at halftime. We on switch sides. She thinks she love me, but she fell in love with my rich side. I got it for less. Flip that, then I got on a check. Dispatch, then we go on a race. Switch it up if that other place. Mix it up, got a lot on my plate. Got the broccoli and cheese with the beef on the side. This ain't no regular steak. No one wrong way. Richer than me. This ain't up for debate. You gotta love. Maybach, laid back, matte black. Just on your truck. Now I'm in the AMG with the all black tint. They don't know it's me, but they got a little hint. How you worry about it when you can't pay rent? I've been there. Lago and Bowie, I went there. Off of MLK, used to live there. Basketball on the tier, used to win there. Up in the cell at 17. Back in jail with no bail at 19. Up the road with the life is at 20. Made my first 100,000 at 23. Now who is he or who is she to speak on my name when you ain't me? Why these talking I'm overseas? Biggie Smalls when I move it was all a dream. Keep on talking and pump me up. Call me lucky, I guess I got dummy luck. Give it a play and then it is time. Better believe he gon' it up. Hey, he might snitch on YouTube. Say that you was up and put that on YouTube. Why you always rapping about the that you do? Why you always rapping about the that you do? Hey, if it's up like that, it's up like that. If it's cause you be in your zone when you winning